Hey guys, this is Elvis and today I'm going to answer a question that I have from one of our followers. He was actually asking me how can I do to count negative and positive numbers along with zeros that we can have in a range, a certain range. So let's just go ahead and do that. You can see on the screen that I already have this set up for you guys to have an idea how we are going to do that. So let's just go ahead and add first the score that we'll have for these people. Of course, we will be using one Excel formula to expedite the process here. We will use rand between. If you want to know what this formula does, basically we'll return a random number between the number of the criteria that we are actually passing for the top and also for the bottom. So I'll tell you how to do that in a second. Just click on the rand between and just add a negative number for the bottom because we'll be using negative and positive, and then for the top let's go ahead and place 10. So we have kind of a flat I will call it a range of numbers for this. So we have number 2 there. Let's see what we can end up with if we just drag this down, and you can see now we have several negatives, some zeros in there. Hopefully we can just copy this and paste it as values so that we no longer depend on the formula. And I'm sorry about that. Let me add another 0 here because I think we need at least 2 zeros so that we can see how this works. So first thing I'm going to do with a positive, we are going to find in this range which of these numbers, how many numbers we have that are positive. So we will use the Countif, which is another amazing formula that we can use for this the specific type of situation when we want to count on a specific condition. So we will count in between this range right here, and with the criteria that we want numbers that are greater than 0. All right, so let's just go ahead and hit that. We have 4 numbers. Let's just count to see if it's true. 1 is 7, then 2 is 2, then 1 is 3, and then 8 is 4. This is totally correct. Of course, for the negative, we just need to drag this formula, and we are gonna change this. So instead of greater, let's go to use the opposite, but we need to move the range. In order to avoid this, you can always just lock the range that you're using right now, but for the purpose of this, we're just gonna leave it like this. Okay, so we have 5 negative. Let's go ahead and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's totally correct as well. What about the zeros? Okay, for zeros we will have the same issue. We will have to accommodate again the range, but this is something again that you can do just by clicking in here and pressing F4 so that you have all this locked. But for these, we are just simply going to say we want these to be equal to 0. So at least 2 of these range numbers are zeros. So this is actually how I will do when it comes to find how many positive, negatives, and zeros we have in a series of numbers or a range of numbers. So Alton Hunter here, super happy to bring you these short tips that might seem so very easy for some of you guys, but these are very much like a treasure for people that are just starting with Excel. So don't worry, I will also bring huge materials in regards difficult topics. I'm starting to think about the recording the first macro lesson, so don't worry, we will get there. I already have an idea of what I'm going to do first, but for the moment we're just gonna answer some of the questions that we have around in the forum or the blog or the Facebook page or the YouTube channel. So I see you in the next video and stay tuned. Bye for now.